Hey, welcome. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on a word we hear all the time: marketing. But I promise you, by the time we're done here, you're going to see that what most of us think marketing is, well, it's just one tiny piece of a much bigger, much more interesting puzzle. So let's start with the piece we all think we know.
All right, to really get the full picture, we have to start with what's familiar, right? The common idea of marketing that's all over our screens and billboards. Just take a second. When I say that word marketing, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Seriously. Yeah, if you thought of something like this, you are definitely not alone. For most people, marketing is just another word for ads, for commercials, for those pop ups you can't wait to close. It's all the noisy stuff that's constantly yelling for our attention. But here's the twist. And this right here, this is the core idea we're going to unpack. Advertising is loud, for sure, but it's often the very last step in a long, careful process. And you know what? It's not always the most important one either.
So, if ads aren't the main event, then what is? Let's dive into what's really going on. The real work of marketing. It starts way, way before a single commercial is ever shot. It happens behind the scenes where nobody's really looking. At its heart, this is it. This is the real definition. It's not about shouting at people. It's about first understanding them, then creating something of value for them, and only then communicating that value. Think about it. If a product doesn't solve a real problem, no amount of advertising in the world is going to save it. And this is the fundamental difference, you know? Bad marketing just starts with a megaphone trying to persuade you to buy something. But good marketing, it starts with listening. It starts with empathy, truly trying to understand what someone actually needs or wants. This is such a great way to see it in action. For some generic gadget, marketing is just an afterthought, right? It's an ad you run later. But for something like an iPhone, the marketing is baked right into the product itself. It's in the design, the feel of it in your hand, the way the box opens, the entire experience in the store. The ads, they just remind you of a feeling you already know is there. So here's the kicker. When you get the understanding and the value creation parts right, the product basically sells itself. The promotion part isn't about hard selling anymore. It's just about making people aware that this great solution exists. Okay, so how do marketers actually organize all this stuff? Well, for decades, they've used this core framework called the marketing mix, or what everyone calls the 4Ps. It's kind of like their strategic toolkit for building all this value we're talking about. Let's break it down real quick. First, you've got the product. It has to be a genuine solution to a real problem. Then there's price. And price does way more than just bring in money. It sends a huge signal about quality. Is it premium? Is it a bargain? And third, you have place. How do people get it? Is it delivered to their door in 10 minutes? Is it in a fancy boutique? That convenience or that exclusivity is part of the value. And only after you have nailed those first three, only then do you get to promotion. That's the ads, the social media, the part we all see. But you see the order, right? That's the whole point. If your product is bad, or your price is wrong, or people can't get it easily, no amount of promotion is going to fix it. It's built on a weak foundation. Now, the 4Ps were awesome, but they were invented in a world full of physical things you could hold. Our world is a little different. We live in an age of services, subscriptions, and digital experiences. So naturally, the model had to evolve. The question became pretty obvious. In a world where you're not just buying a thing, but you're buying an experience or a relationship with a brand, are those original 4Ps really enough? The answer was a pretty clear nope. So, to deal with all the complexities of modern business, the experts went back to the drawing board and added 3 new Ps to the mix. Let's see what they are. These new additions are all about the customer experience. Number 5 is people. Every single person you interact with, from a support agent to a delivery driver, is shaping the brand. 6 is process. How easy is it to use the website? How simple is a return? Any friction there can kill trust. And finally, physical evidence. Even for a digital service, you need things that make it feel real and trustworthy, like a slick website, good customer reviews, or professional branding. So when you put it all together, this is what you get. The 7 Ps. It's the complete modern marketing toolkit. It helps businesses design value from absolutely every angle, from the product itself to the feeling you get just by visiting their website. Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all back to that big idea from the beginning. Marketing is so much more than what it looks like on the surface.
This is honestly the perfect way to think about it. The ads, the commercials, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the only part we see. But all the real work, the understanding, the empathy, the product design, the pricing strategy, the smooth process, all of that is the massive foundation sitting right below the surface.
So, if you walk away with just one thing from all this, I hope it's this. Real, good marketing isn't about manipulating people. It's an act of creation. It's about designing something truly valuable and then building a bridge so that the people who really need it can find it.
And I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you buy something that you absolutely love, just stop for a second and ask yourself, am I just buying this physical item? Or am I also buying this seamless website, the amazing customer service, and the trust that was built long before I ever saw an ad? I think you'll be surprised what you find. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.